Welcome to another video by Lane Creations, Log Analysis Made Easy. We're going to discuss something that may have never crossed your mind, but an environment I come from, this has raised its ugly head a few times. You guys might be aware, hopefully you are, that Splunk stores data in hot buckets, warm buckets, cold buckets, and ultimately the last bucket is frozen. And every place I've worked, even though best practice is to have a location for frozen, most people will put everything that I've worked with, we might be the abnormality, in hot, warm, and cold. And when it rolls off cold, it's just erased. So we store stuff for so long, and when we don't store it any longer, it's gone. We don't freeze the data. Freeze is actually, as I like to call, the null bucket in the sky. And that can be a problem. What happens if your index gets wiped? Like for example, you shrink your index by accident, go to indexes.conf and miss the comma, and all of a sudden, 100 gig becomes 10 gig, and now you got 90 gig worth of data going into frozen, and it's gone. So one of the things we ran into just recently was we didn't realize that we had a setting in our indexes.conf, and the entire disk drive could only be so large. Each index had enough space, but the combined total of all the indexes together exceeded the overall megabytes allowed in that on the indexer, and so it started erasing the data. And we weren't sure what was going on. We looked back and we're like, the data's coming off. Why are we losing data? We thought we should have more data than this. And so this query I found on the internet. Great. I want to give thanks. It's been huge for us. It's just this simple concept. I can actually go into my internal index. I can look at source type of Splunk D, and there's a component called bucket mover. And as things move from one bucket to another, it actually makes an internal log. And I'm just going to write the word freeze here because I don't need to know everything about warm, cold, and hot. But we can see here that a sync freeze succeeded for this bucket, and I can see that my introspection logs are full. That's probably what it is. And introspection is attempting to remove itself. Over here, we can see that there's an attempt for introspection. There's an attempt here for my core light logs, and it's going to attempt to freeze those off. And so my core light logs have reached the amount of time I can hold them, and it's starting to notify me. This is actually a really good example of something you could do as an alert. And so I'm going to put freeze bucket here because I don't care that it's attempting. I care that it succeeded. You might choose freeze bucket. Oh, that's probably not going to work. Freeze bucket. Um, sorry, succeeded. Wow, I am free succeeded. And so basically I could set this up as an alert or a notification or whatever, and there could be certain libraries that I'm looking for. And it's actually extracted field. You just need to remember so let's say there's some certain fields you need to know if they start to be erased. We can go equals, or we could do bucket in, and we could then write opt Splunk var lib Splunk Corelight. Anytime my Corelight logs start to go, I want to know. And so I'm going to go Corelight slash db star and star, and we'll just do with one. And I can now get back. So I could be then be alerted on the fact that I'm starting to freeze my stuff. Um, there are other ways you could test this. You probably want to get before you get to the freezing section. But if you have data that can be frozen, this is actually kind of good to know that stuff got sent there. My recommendation, if you don't have a place where you freeze data, get a small disk partition, doesn't have to be large, and just put that in and push your frozen to that location. So I could go over the horror stories of how easy it is to dump everything to freeze. And it's nice if that data has a place to go to. It doesn't have to be high capacity storage or anything. It doesn't need to be fast speed storage, but just have it there in case your stuff starts to freeze. Anyway, maybe this video is more valuable for me than it is for others, but this is really helpful for me to be able to see when my stuff starts to freeze and to be able to be proactive and do something about it instead of just wondering, oh, My data's been gone for the last little while. Well, that's not good. Anyway, hope this helps move you from being a lame analyst to a Splunk ninja, and hope you keep watching the videos. If you haven't seen down below, I have membership perks. Feel free to join the channel, become a member. I have special training that is not available to everybody. My videos, they'll release early to you to members. Your support helps me grow this channel. I use it to buy more technology and get other stuff going so I can continue to make this channel grow. So your support in making this channel grow is much appreciated. If you want to help support, by all means, become a member down below. Thanks so much for watching my videos.